Hello and welcome to another DemoPlus. Today I'm going to show you how I created this card. The die and embossing folder comes from Die Cutting Essentials magazine. It's available on our website. It comes with a two-piece die and, if I can get it out, an embossing folder. Today we're going to just use the inner one and the embossing folder. As you can see, if you use it together, you'll get the die cut plus a frame around it. So today I just want to use this one, and by doing that you get a cutout like so. I've already die cut this just for speed. What I wanted to also say is this area is a bit tricky to cut out because of the debossing design on it, so it just might need an extra little bit of shim, which is just a piece of card underneath when you then go through, and it just gives it an extra depth just on that piece there. So I've already done this for speed, so here it is ready to go. I'm just going to put it in the embossing folder now, and obviously you might have to trim it a bit for it to fit. So I don't want to take too much off, but I do need to take some off the top, because you want it to fit inside the folder, so there's a nice frame all the way around. There we go. It just gives you a chance. The nice thing about an embossing folder that's transparent is you can exactly see what you're doing. Oh, grabbed hold of it there. Just get it in the right place. There we go. I'm putting it through the Cuttlebug today with the basic white A plate and then 2 B plates, and run it through. Oh, it does want to go. Oh, it's not secured to the table, so it's giving me problems. There we go. So when you pull it out, you've got all your embossing, and all the die cut is exactly in the middle of the card. So I'm just going to put this away. So as you can see, we've got a bit of dry brush emboss on the embossing, and we've got a nice colourful background. So I've chosen a piece of, for this time, I don't think I used pearl on this one, but I'm going to use pearl card underneath, and I'm going to use the gelatos to give the background. So first of all, I just want to trim it down to size. So I'm just going to use a cutter and trim it down. Make sure it's straight, and then use the cutting the edge to get it all squared up. It's important to do it at this point, because if we're doing the dry brushing, we don't want it to be we want it to be on the edge to show nicely. There we go, that's all done. So first of all, I'll show you the gelatos. So they're a creamy, waxy kind of crayon, but they're also water based, so you can use watercolor water brush to smooth them down. So I'm just gonna, I think I've used slightly different colours to last time, but that's the nice thing about this, it can be anything you want, all the colours you've got. So I'm just scribbling them down, and finish off with a bit of green, which will be mixed with the blue. And then with my finger, smoothing it. But obviously you can also use a water brush, and you can do it like this. Oh, nearly made a mess. Got a little bit of a lump there. Pick think. Fluffy. Oh. Clean my brush. I think I'm going to do with a little bit more blue, so I'm going to enter a little bit more blue and take it further down. So just keep blending. It doesn't matter about the finger bits because don't forget it's just going to be hidden, so I'm not going to worry about being too neat. So that's our watercolour background. Quite happy with that now, so I'll put that one aside to dry. Clear my surface. So this is our embossed design, and I wanted to make it stand out more. Now I could have used treasure gold, but today I'm going to use the fresco finish metallic paint, and it's called White Fire. So give it a little shake and then put a blob on the mat. You really don't need a lot. I don't even dare pick it up with my brush because I'll put too much on it. So I've got a piece of tissue to wipe off. I've got a tester piece so I can make sure I'm not overly loading the brush. And hopefully you can see this. Let me bring it closer. I'm just taking a very small amount, and then I'm taking most of it off, and then I'm testing it on the card, and then when I'm happy I'm just really dry brushing that on the surface. Testing every time because it is so easy to overdo this, and really it's a case of just building it up very slowly. You can see how little I use. Yeah, that's fine. Oop. And it just picks up the metallic on the embossing. This is why it's always nice to have a tester, and if you've got a tester piece that has got some embossing on it, all the better. But you can see you can be quite heavy as long as your brush has got hardly anything on it. You can really go in quite heavy and it just picks up on those designs. You know, it's always worth testing it because there's nothing worse than getting it absolutely spot on perfect and then just in one corner you put a big blob because you've forgotten to do one of the steps. But it's such a lovely and pretty way of adding to the card, and you can see how little paint I've used because there's so much more left. Oh, I nearly had too much then. Last bit. And it starts to sort of build on itself, so when you start rubbing it just picks up and picks up. So there we go. We've got a nice delicate embossing and it all shows up and the words are now actually standing out. So I'm going to heat gun this just to make sure it's dry, and I'm going to clear this away before I put my hand in it. Okay, that's dry. So now when I put that on top, you've got that, it looks really messy, and then when you put that on top, you've got that lovely graduated look, and I've used the green so it picks out on that bottom bit. I mean, you can choose how little or how much you want. I quite like that actually. And then we're going to use some tape and stick it down, but first of all I'm just going to take a pencil. So I'm happy with that there. I'm just going to take a pencil and mark out where the star is. So when I remove that, I've got my little star, and what I wanted to do was, I've got just a gold liner pen here, just check it's working, and I'm going to put some gold on the three kings. So on their crowns and their gifts. I'm going to make them gold, just to add an extra touch to it. So three kings with three gifts, and then I'm going to use that same pen and I'm going to colour that in. The reason on this one I filled it in afterwards, but it was a bit messy, so I thought if I put it down first, if I can see it, when I go to put the thing over the top, hopefully that's going to work. When I go to put that over the top, I'll have a gold star, but I won't have it all messy. Yes, and thank goodness it worked. So I'm just going to put some tape on the back of this. Obviously it's better if it's behind the, as close to the design as possible so it doesn't gap. And you might, I mean with Herma, you might want to put a little bit, I mean I'm just using tape here, but you might want to stick these down as well in case they might want to lift up. Come on, that's it. So just take the tape off. Make sure everything's stuck down. And then we need to position it over that star. And there we go. You could also fill that with glitter glue, so that would look nice as well. So there we go, that's the card. I just mounted it on some purple pearlescent card. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's a really quick card, but it looks quite impressive. Thanks for watching.